Hello class, I am Jane Francis, who is a sports administration graduate student of St. Thomas University. And having read Christopher Solomon's 2018 article, When the Body Says No, and chapter 18 of Weinberg and Gold's Foundations of Sports and Exercise Psychology, I've identified these two topics as exemplified in this article, and they are exercise and the reduction of depression, and exercise and the quality of life. Okay, so now this article is actually about Solomon's personal experience as an amateur, athlete who used to run and then suddenly got injured, and because of that, he couldn't do what he used to, do what he loved doing, and we know how much of a mental burden this could be for someone, having to leave what you love doing or what you've done for a long period. And then before I go further, I just want to enumerate, these 6 dimensions of well-being as identified or described by Weinberg and Gold 2024, which includes self-acceptance, positive relation to others, autonomy, environmental mastery, personal growth, and purpose in life. Now, for someone like Solomon, who was introduced to running as a child and had done that for over 38 years, of course, it came as a struggle for him. He tried to find solutions, but none came inside. And at the end of the day, what he did was to just find a way to run, no matter how little. He didn't run as far or as long as he used to, but then he made sure that every day he ran. And that's one significant thing that quality of life is about, which is doing what we are able to do, or being able to do, our culture, what we are used to doing, what we have framed ourselves to do. And for him, running was that, and he was able to do that. And we could see how that helped him overall, even in reducing depression. He talked about everything leaving him. For example, his lover of many years, waking up on Christmas Eve to say that she was going to marry someone else. And he said all he could do was go out to run. And it wasn't an answer, but it was the only thing that looked like an answer that he could get. And there were many instances he made about when things were difficult, or when he wanted to think broader, clear his head, he had a depression, he would just go out to run. And this is actually backed by a couple of research, like also Smith and Merrin 2021, White et al. 2021, talking about exercise releasing neurotransmitters that help in enhancing our mood. And furthermore, also he talked about when he visited his father, who was the one that introduced him and his siblings to running, but now he was old and had Parkinson, he was sickly, and he was wondering to himself, maybe if his father continued running, he would not be this sick. And so he kind of formed his life in such a way that he was doing a bit of exercise because he understood how important and how helpful it has been for him. So I think this article, clearly exemplified how Solomon found solace, a coping mechanism, a solution to avoiding depression in running, in exercise, and how he also maintained his quality of life, by doing an exercise which is running, and found value in it and felt very satisfied overall. Thank you.